Hey guys, welcome to our video lesson in which we are going to be simplifying rational expressions. Now, because we've already been finding vertical asymptotes in wholes and rational functions, this is going to be super easy. We're basically doing the same thing and just writing our answer as what's left over and making sure that we identify any excluded values. So our steps to simplifying rational expressions are listed right here. First, we want to completely factor the numerator and the denominator, factor the numerator and denominator, and we cancel out any common factors. And after we do that, we always identify any excluded values, and those excluded values actually line up exactly to where we would have a vertical asymptote or a hole, because remember, those are x values that cannot work in these functions. All right, so let's look at letter A. We have 4x plus 12 divided by x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now, 4x plus 12 does have a GCF of 4, so I can take a 4 out front. And I have left just x plus 3. X squared plus 6x plus 9 is a quadratic trinomial. I'm wondering what multiplies to 9 and adds to 6. Well, that would just be 3 and 3. So that's actually x plus 3 times x plus 3. Of course, you know you could write that if you prefer as x plus 3 quantity squared, but it does not matter, and it's actually kind of nice to write it out separately because we see that we can cancel one factor of x plus 3 in the numerator and denominator, and that there would cancel out the square. So all we're left with here is a 4 on the top and an x plus 3 on the bottom. So our final answer is 4 over x plus 3, and the only excluded values here would be the x value of -3, because those would be the only zero values of our denominator. And that is the answer. Okie dokie, let's look at B. I have x squared plus 7x divided by x squared. So looking at x squared and 7x, I can take out an x, and I have left over x plus 7. X squared I can write as x times x, and you'll want to do that because you will see that this x and this x can cancel. Okay, so I'm left over with x plus 7, and that's over x. Do not be tempted to cancel out those x's in the numerator and denominator, because remember that we have kind of imaginary parentheses around numerators and denominators, so that x plus 7 needs to stay together. Okay, what would make the denominator equal 0? If that's just x, it would be 0. So x cannot equal 0. And we're just going to end with letter C, and we'll save the other 3 for class. I have x squared minus 4x minus 12 divided by x squared minus 4. Factoring this trinomial, asking myself what will multiply to -12 and have a difference of -4. That would be a -2 and a positive 6. So that's x. Oh my golly, -6 and a positive 2. I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing and wrote the right thing. There we go. X minus 6 times x plus 2. Then I have x squared minus 4, and I know you guys know that that is a difference of squares. So x plus 2 times x minus 2. So this is the first time that we've had a different factor in the denominator. We've got x plus 2 and x minus 2. So that gives us two excluded values. X cannot equal positive or -2, as -2 would make our first factor equal 0 and +2 would make our second factor equal 0. Well, then we see that we have an x plus 2 in the numerator and denominator. If we're thinking graph-wise, we'd have a hole there. Left over then for our final answer is x minus 6 over x minus 2, and that is such that x cannot equal positive or -2. All right, guys, we are done.